All right, what up, what up, what up? Congratulators. Thank you for visiting and watching my channel again. Today we're going to be talking about love, because love is in the air. I'm at work and we just finished our, almost our first full week of the New Year's 2019. And people are kind of over the New Year's resolutions, and some people are talking about love, because why? St. Valentine's Day is coming up. And love is one of those beautiful things, but it also conjures up all kinds of challenges, because in our relationships, that's where the most difficulties are. We can be successful in business without, having a serious, good, intimate relationship. We can be, excellent in our physical health without being in a physical relationship. And it's an area of mastery that is the most difficult to master, because you actually have to face another human being. It's something that's kind of out of your control, because you can't control another person. You can't control another human being. And so it's very difficult. We like things that we can control because we feel security in them. But also at the same time, this is where the biggest rewards are. The biggest bonus in life is in your closest relationships, your most intimate relationships. And as Valentine's coming up, we have an opportunity, and not that Valentine's Day shouldn't be every day, loving everybody and everyone that we come across, giving our all 100%, 120%. We should be living our lives out, full out. But we usually kind of don't. And we have different priorities at different times. And as necessary, sometimes some things need more focus than others. But as we turn our attention towards Valentine's Day, we want to set up for a successful event, successful evening, successful day, a day of love, romance, and acknowledging the people that we care about the most. But since since love is so difficult, it brings up all kinds of scary feelings, and it brings up fears, it brings up pains that make it difficult. And most of the time we kind of just skirt over these things. We kind of just go on the surface and you're like, yeah, everything's okay, everything's all right, when it's not. And you're missing out, by being superficial, you're missing out on fulfillment. And so, it's going to require to get a little dirty, a little ugly, and but you have to dig deep. You have to get into the soil, roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty to remove any kind of unforgiveness, any kind of bitterness, any kind of gunk and ugly, yucky stuff that maybe we don't want to share with the other person. And because it's the only way to clarity, so that we have a clear consciousness and we're seeing each other with clarity and transparency, and that I can see you for who you are and you can see me for who I am. I come as I am. And I want you to come as you are. And that's kind of why people get married when they wear white on their wedding day, because they're expressing their purity. And when you have purity, that's where love can thrive. It comes in and it flourishes. It's radiated out, and it's expressed through you magnificently. And so as we look forward towards this day, February 14th, which is the holiday we celebrate, sometimes it's the weekend before, the day of, or, everyone has kind of complicated, in different schedules, but as we're going to take some time out and to share and cherish each other, one another, the person that we love, and, who's closest to us. So, and a lot of you are single out there, and that's okay too. You need to have a love relationship with yourself. You need to have self-respect and self-admiration. And if you guys are not that person for yourselves already, begin to work on it, on yourself. What would make yourself someone that you could respect, someone that you could admire, someone that you could even look up to? And you got to find role models. Who's out there doing it right now that you see, hey, they're doing it right, or I like the way he acts, I like the way she acts, I like the way they respond in their connection and their interaction. And, I want a little bit of that in my life. And you can ask them, and ask them to be, to role model, or ask them to be your mentors. You can see them on TV, people in your real life, you can read books. And there's so much material here on YouTube. You can just Google, how to have a successful relationship, and you're going to find it. You're going to see lots of material out there. So there's really no excuses. You do have to get past your fears. You have to get past your past hurts, because you might have gone through some crazy, unimaginable things. But you know what? Love is still bigger than that. And the love inside you can persevere through anything. And so give love a chance, and have faith in love. God is love, and love comes from God. So put your faith in something that the Almighty created. And if He's the Almighty and He's created it, then it can overcome any kind of darkness, spiritual darkness, or any kind of physical pain or memories that we have lodged, anxieties and fears. So love is the overcomer, okay? It is a champion of all emotions, of all feelings, of all actions, right? Because love is a verb. It's something you do. You know, when we're in relationships, and going back to these, these interpersonal relationships, is that love is a commitment, and it's also a sacrifice, just like Jesus. And so sometimes we're not always going to be in love with another person. It's not always about being in love and having that amorous feeling. But the more you made a commitment, and because at one point or some point in time you realize, man, that was nice, and you want to continue to cultivate it. Sometimes it goes out because there's an ebb and flow of relationships, and you got to enjoy the rainbow and the sunshine just as much as you love the rain, because the rain nourishes you and it helps you grow, as does the sunshine, gets you vitamin D. You know, that's if you're a flower, but you get and understand the metaphor. So going into this day, be prepared to have the talks, have the conversation, pick a fight or get into one with your spouse, your significant other, so that way you guys can have the dialogue, get it all out of your systems, okay? And they always say makeup sex is the best sex. You know, all sex is, you know, great, good sex. So that's as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, have that conversation with someone, and be willing to give them your all, and prepare them, have some preparation, be civilized about it, be mature about it, and let's set some time away, okay? If we're gonna make this work, we have to come together. You know, we're both in this, you know, you want what I want, I want what you want. Together we can come together and we can make something really nice. And so let's create our lives together, let's create our love together. And but we both have to pour in, we have to be honest with each other, but honest with kindness and gentleness, and share those things that maybe they won't want to hear. And of course, you too, you know, there's some things that you just have to have tolerance for the other person. You know, there's just, you know, if your partner doesn't like throwing out the trash, but that means love to you, it's nice for you, partner, to step up and do the right thing and step up for her. Or you, wife, you, girlfriend, you step up and you do something maybe you don't like the most, but it means love to him, or it means love to her. And so make it happen for the other person, and they'll be like, wow, this person really loves me, because they're not self-seeking pleasure. They're doing something beyond themselves, outside of themselves, what's good for you and what's good for the relationship. And that's when you have a love that has a magnitude of, you know, beyond a level 10, so to speak. So put love first, put honesty, kindness, gentleness, patience, and you guys have these conversations. And so that way you can be like, I got it all out. And then you can have a celebration. Okay, you got to get that to that sticking point, that test. It's critical. You know, I love you and I'm going to hold you accountable and I'm here for you. So please let out all your emotions, let out all your feelings, because I'm committed and I'm willing to sacrifice. So bring it on to me, because I'm your partner, I'm your man, or I'm your woman. And this is, if you can't do it here, you can't do it nowhere else. So we can go on, be devoted to each other. And you, whoever's watching this, you viewer, be the person that starts it all by stepping up to the plate and being the bigger person. And don't worry about if the other person's contributing or not. You keep raising your game, and water seeks its own level. You'll either attract that person to become like you, or if they never will, you'll attract someone who's playing at that higher level, because that's just the way the world works, the way the universe works. Like attracts like, and your vibe attracts your tribe, and you'll find someone who's your match. Because we're all meant to be in communion. It's not good for man to be alone. So God bless you guys. And until next time, love with freedom. Thank you very much. Xavier Garcia signing out.